In the workplace, productivity and well-being are paramount. In commemoration of World Malaria Day, SOL Media presents a profound exploration into a crucial aspect of the battle against this relentless foe. Today, we delve into the vital roles of employers in empowering their employees, accelerating the fight against malaria, and paving the way for a world where equity reigns supreme.
We first have to understand what health is. Health is not only the absence of disease, but the presence of mental, social, physical, emotional, spiritual, and in some cases even financial well-being of the individual within a community and the interactions of the community within that environment or space where that individual is. So it's all encompassing. So for companies to support, they have to look at the entire health system as a whole. So we can start from the preventive components. You can see that, for example, managing the environmental factors that put people at risk towards malaria. The most common is stagnant water that allows breeding of mosquitoes.
We all know that malaria is a part of our reality in this side of the world. However, employers have a big role to play, and that role includes orientation and awareness, where your staff are adequately employed, when they have access to good health care, and when the environment is clean. Then we can stem incidences of malaria. You can't stop saying it often enough, but when you educate your employees that they should take good care of themselves, first and foremost, eating well and taking care, good personal hygiene of our personal environment and our workplaces is critical to ensuring that you can sustain a good and healthy environment that will not encourage the breeding of mosquitoes.
The individual has to be actively involved in primary prevention, meaning that he must be able to seek knowledge, to ask the right questions, especially when he or she is wrong. So that is one of the preventive measures.
We all know that different people respond to malaria in different ways. Some people are more tolerant, while some just totally break down. However, at SOL, we will always adapt or incorporate our leave policy, our sick leave policy. But beyond that, if you feel that you just need to take things slower, you can also tap into our flexible working policies, work from home in the period of recuperation and treatment.
SOL as an organization is a fully compliant organization with national, state, local statutes, and even international labor laws and policies that guide employment. So we follow, and you would observe that those laws have specific allowances, time allowances for sick leave. Now, we are even more flexible that when you have such situations and the person follows the proper protocols or administrative requirements to access those leave, he does have access to that leave, and he also has support from the HR and people experience, everybody trying to support that individual that is absent from work. There is also a health support team that works under my division, which once you communicate to that they're having problems with access and all that, we ensure we try to resolve those problems as soon as possible as we can get. And then with the cooperation of everybody, I think it's a collective thing. We should be able to achieve that El Dorado we're looking for. There are some companies, for example, or organizations, I'll give you an example, it's the armed forces. They actually distribute insecticide-treated nets to their men, especially those who are in field operations in endemic areas. Those are ways that companies can take a leading role or a thought-based decision role to actually help reduce malaria amongst their workforce.
We talk to the HMOs all the time, and malaria is something we are constantly treating with employees. So even the HMOs know, and they've made their packages more robust to accommodate preventive measures like medication for anti-malaria. And then we are particularly sensitive about pregnant employees in this regard. But ultimately, it's awareness for prevention.
It has to be a multi-level coordination thing. First of all, we latch on into the theme of the World Malaria Day. which is the first thing. So the education component of your staff, the preventive component in terms of insecticide-treated nets, you can actually provide that as a CSR if you want. And then you can also be involved in employees that reside within work areas, like in large large farm-based corporations, for example, or certain types of factories that they don't go home and all that. You have proper environmental hygiene to reduce the risk of vectors breeding, so vis-a-vis cleaning gutters, no stagnant water, and then putting up mosquito nets and periodic fumigation of those environments.
Businesses have an integral role to play in the fight against malaria, especially when we're partnering with international organizations concerning this. I know big on UNICEF is SDG Goal 3, which talks about good health and wellness for every individual.
You can partner with a government-based maternity hospital within the social environment where your company operates or work. You can actually say that, you know what, we will provide insecticide-treated nets for every mother that comes here for a particular period of time, or whatever you can come up with. So little drops of water from everybody contributing into activities towards preventing malaria can go a long way within a community.
By prioritizing employee health and joining the fight against malaria, businesses can not only safeguard their workforce, but also contribute to a more equitable world. Join us at SOL in accelerating the fight against malaria.